Okay, it's time for you to learn this really cool thing called the diatonic progression. It's a fancy name, but it's not too hard to learn. And it's really important because songs in the rock or blues and jazz idioms very often use chords that are taken from the diatonic progression. So if you have an understanding of that, you're going to have a much easier time playing those songs. Now in the key of C, the diatonic progression is pretty simple to learn. So that's why we're going to go ahead and start with that key. Now watch what I'm going to do with my thumb here. I'm going to just play a major scale with my thumb. Something you would not normally do. But watch what happens now. I'm going to add notes on top of that, but still notice that my thumb is always playing the notes of the major scale. All I did was move up triads based on that major scale, and my thumb plays the scale all the way up. I'm going to roll the notes so you can hear them a little better. So now I'm going to name these chords, and some of these names may be familiar to you, some not so familiar. Don't worry about it for now. We'll explain those in another lesson. But the first chord we're going to start on, we call that C major. So the first chord of your diatonic progression is major. The second chord of the diatonic progression is minor, and because D is the bottom note, it's D minor. The third chord of the diatonic progression is E minor, with E in the bottom. The fourth chord is F major. The fifth chord is G major. The sixth chord is A minor. And the seventh chord is B with a new name, diminished. And if we do one more chord, we don't refer to that as the eighth chord. We refer to that as the first chord of the series starting over again, C major. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 1 again. And the 1 chords and the 4 chords and the 5 chords are major. The 2 and the 3 and the 6 chords are minor. And then we have the 1 chord up here, starting on 7, that's called diminished. So here's the practice procedure. As you play each chord in the series, say the number and the name of the chord out loud. The 1 chord is C major. The 2 chord is D minor. The 3 chord, E minor. 4 chord, F major. 5 chord, G major. 6 chord, A minor. 7 chord, B diminished. And then the 1 chord, C major. By saying them out loud, you really help yourself memorize what these chords are. So if I said to you later on, hey, what's the 4 chord in the key of C? You would go F major. If I said, what's the 6 chord in C major? You would say A minor and have it that quick. That's what you're going for. Now, also, after you've practiced in your right hand for a while, do the same thing with your left hand. 1 chord, C major, 2 chord, 3 chord, 4 chord, 5 chord, 6 chord, 7 chord, and 1. And when you feel confident and ready to do that, put them together. But again, you're always reminding yourself what these chords are and what they're named. 3 chord, E minor, F major, 5 chord, G major, 6 chord, A minor, 7 chord, B diminished, and the 1 chord again. You'll start to recognize right away that there's lots of songs that only use chords of the diatonic progression that sound just great. Hundreds of songwriters from the 50s use this progression. 1, 6, 4, and 5. Now I've got another lesson that'll walk you through playing diatonic progressions in other keys, but for now just practice it in the key of C and really understand it. Make sure you say the names of each chord as you play them. The payoff is big time. Alright, you get to rockin', have a good time.